Celebrating the magic of high school sports, Allen Media Group proudly presents the 2024 WIAA Boys State Soccer Championships, live from Uline Soccer Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This WIAA sports exclusive is brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years.
From the Uline Soccer Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the 43rd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament continues with the Division II championship matchup. It's the Elks of Elkhorn area taking on the Wolverines of Waukesha West. A look at how these two teams got the championship Saturday. Waukesha West overcoming an early 1-0 deficit to knock off the Forest 2-1. Elkhorn area knocking off Homestead with a goal in the 70th minute. And with that, we welcome you to our broadcast alongside boys soccer coach Eric Shazer. My name is Matt Menzel. Look at this championship Saturday. What a day it's been already here at the Uline Soccer Park.
Matt, we've had a lot of exciting games, goal-scoring opportunities and goals. To be honest, though, I think we're going to have a defensive match before us tonight.
We'll see if that's the case as we check out our players to watch. Beginning with Elkhorn area, Ray Peniagua. He is back for his senior season as a forward.
As I said, I think it's going to be a really defensive game. Ray's got double-figure goals and assists this year. I think it's going to be up to him if the Elks are going to get on the board.
This being the Elks' fifth state appearance, but their second championship game appearance. And across the way, Waukesha West, led by senior midfielder Alfonso Mendez. He is back to not play for the Wolverines a year ago. They're back at state for the seventh time and for a third consecutive year.
And they are super happy that Alfonso Mendez is back on the team because they're going to really need him to break down this Elkhorn defense.
So the Wolverines take on the Elks for a Division II Golden Ball. Kickoff is coming up next, but now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. "54 degrees our game time temperatures. We bring you back to the Uline Soccer Park in Milwaukee for a Division II championship matchup that features the Waukesha West Wolverines and the Elkhorn area Elks under head coach B.Z. Kaiser. He's been at the helm now 14 years, his team, and back at state for the fifth time. First time, though, since 2020. First time at the Uline Soccer Park since 2019. A look at his starting 11. Again, led by the play of Peniagua, but also they've gotten some huge contributions from Carter Jorgales, who is back after being a second-team all-conference selection in 2023. Bryce Warner is the head coach for Waukesha West, back for his seventh season. Third straight and seventh overall state appearance for the Wolverines, winning their first state tournament game yesterday. And a look at his starting 11, paced by Noah Liebel. But you have the big three with Liebel, Alfonso Mendez, and Drew James.
Matt, both teams are very strong defensively, so it's going to be a matter of who can break through first and then hang on for the victory.
And away we go, Waukesha West in the all-blue, Elkhorn area in the all-white. And one of these teams is coming away with their first state championship. And this portion of the 2024 WIAA Boys Division II Soccer Championship is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. So the Elks sending the feel off that feed for Lorenzo DeSanti to the end line, able to keep it from rolling out. And sent downfield by Waukesha West and Bennett Warp. Part of the midfield. Warp on this near side, battling here with Jorgales. We talked about what he's been able to do as a senior. How about 12 goals, 11 assists coming into this state tournament. Yesterday in semifinal play, Elkhorn knocking off Homestead by a 1-0 score, doing so with a goal from Landon Reek in the 70th minute. Otherwise, shots hard to come by. Shots were at 7-6 Elks, 2-1 Elkhorn area and shots on goal. That was kicked away with Jack Jacobs, part of the back line for the Elks. Now for Waukesha West coming across there with Hagen Anderson. This is a Waukesha West team that has been visualizing what it feels to hoist a golden ball. They've been walking around with a ball above their head, just trying to do all they can to try to change the mojo after having been in state 6 prior times. And they had a record of 0-4-2 at the state tournament prior to yesterday's victory. So here for the Wolverines with Alfonso Mendez. The Elks looking back outside. And a giveaway here to Waukesha West as we check out the keys to the game brought to you by Menards. Again, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Well, Matt, our first key for our game is cracking the code. This defense for the Elkhorn Elks has been phenomenal all year, only giving up single-digit goals. If Waukesha West hopes to get that gold ball and parade it around the stadium, they're going to have to figure out a way through combination play and bring the ball in from outside to crack that Elkhorn defense. Our other key for the game is the big three for Waukesha West. It's going to be up to them. Elkhorn's going to have to, they've done such a good job all year defending, they're going to have to make sure that they keep Noah Liebel, Alfonso Mendez, and Drew James, keep them out of the goal area.
I feel like there's been a lot of cracking of the codes here today as we get ready for this corner kick. Some strong defenses, though, on display. And you mentioned with the Elks, they've given up a total of just 5 goals. Very impressive when you factor they're off to a 20-0 start.
Which that's why I said in our opening, I just think this is going to be a real defensive battle. I think 1 goal might be enough to get the job done. It's just a matter of who's going to get on the board first. And if you find yourself down, are you going to be able to get that goal back, get that equalizer?
Jorgalez on the pass, knocked away, looking to connect with Angel Cardenas. He sports jersey number 10 for the Elks out of the Southern Lakes Conference. They finished number 1 in the final Division II state rankings, came into the state tournament as the number 2 seed. Waukesha West receiving the number 1 seed. And from a good distance, an opportunity. So right there from a good distance with Lorenzo DeSanti, the senior midfielder. Early test here of Angel Escamilla, the starting Waukesha West goalkeeper.
I'm not sure what happened on that. Escamilla looked like he just misplayed it. It didn't seem like the ball was, unless the ball was dipping, it's hard from our angle to tell. Maybe that was the case. But it looked like it just sort of, he misplayed it. It skipped right by him, and lucky for him, it didn't find the back of the net. It just hit that post. That could have been a disaster. It looked like right at the end that ball was dipping a little bit. He didn't have a good read on it, and it almost cost his team.
Escamilla, 2023 first team All-Classic 8 conference selection. Last year here at state allowed 3 goals, making 4 saves as the Wolverines were up at 1.2-0 in their semifinal against the West Appear Phantoms. Ended up giving up the game-time goal with 14 seconds left in regulation, only to lose 3-2 in overtime.
And so he's got that in the back of his mind, right? And here he is again. He's out there, and all of a sudden, right away, got a tough shot to handle. Got to remember, as a goalie, too, it's a little cold. You mentioned the game-time temp being low. We're up here in the booth, pretty warm. Well, you got your heater, Matt, so you're really warm. But the goalie,
through traffic, that shot again for Lorenzo DeSanti.
But the goalie's out there, a lot of times you're standing around not doing anything, and it's easy to get cold and it gets stiff, and all of a sudden you're called into action, and sometimes it's hard to get going.
You know, like yesterday, Escamilla giving up a goal in the 11th minute, but his team able to bounce back and overcome that early 1-goal deficit. A corner kick here for Jorgalez. That's going to fly over the north goal.
Well, the Wolverines have that experience. You know, they've had some I don't want to say bad experiences, but just they haven't gone as far as they wanted to go in the past. And then yesterday, getting down early, you could think, oh no, you know, here we go again. And especially if you're Coach Warner, here we go again. But they bounce back. So now they've got that positive experience to draw from and go, hey, we're going to be okay. No matter what happens, we're able to come back. So that's got to buoy you going into this championship game.
Well, big story yesterday coming into the state tournament is playing every last second. Don't take a second off after what happened last year. So that's been the big focal point for this Waukesha West team, and you can see it. Not taking a second off, trying to protect that 2-1 lead, and eventually it will get that victory despite some chances near the end for DeForest.
Yeah, that's so huge. So much happens, like right at the end of the half, right at the end of the game. You've got to play all the way to the end.
So following that foul, Escamilla will come all the way up to put this one back into play for Waukesha West.
We've seen a lot of this today. Goalies taking these free kicks from on the other side of half.
And a chance here for the Wolverines goes wide for Alfonso Mendez. Until he is back with Waukesha West. A nice addition after he was named a all-conference performer. He was honorable mention both in 2021 and 2022.
Hagen Anderson took that initial shot, and great idea. Ball pops out, you got to settle it, put it on goal, and it bounces out to Mendez, and he's able to get the laces through it, just not on target.
Anderson, one of a number of players up and down this Wolverines roster, who's been with this team for now the 3 consecutive state tournament appearances. But now here they are in the championship for the first time, and for the Elks in the championship matchup for the second time. They played for a Division II Golden Bowl back in 2016, and they had beaten New Richmond in a semi and then lost to Whitefish Bay in that championship game 4-0. That was a 20-win team. They have 20 wins again this time through, and again, they've been able to take it to the opposition 79-5. 15 shutouts in their first 20.
That's just a crazy number. 20 games, only giving up 5 goals. That's why it's going to be interesting to see if Waukesha West is able to get on the board and put Elkhorn behind the 8 ball. How are they going to react to that? They haven't found themselves in that situation too much.
An 8 goal in 5 different games, so they haven't given up multiple goals either to the opposition.
That's why we thought this is going to be a tough defensive battle. Hopefully somebody's going to catch a break. They're going to be able to put that goal across, and that might cause the pace to pick up a little bit as somebody's chasing the game all of a sudden.
John Beilman putting it back into play. He was active yesterday against Homestead. Peniagua, our player to watch for the Elks, sport jersey number 13. Came in with 21 goals. Limited to 1 shot. It was off target yesterday.
Nice.
And on the wind-up a block here, Lorenzo DeSanti. And he's off to a nice start here in this first half. And a trip up here, and look at this, a yellow card early on. So following the hard tackle, the yellow card goes to the Elks number 2, Carter Dorgales. Off his tackle right here, and trying to slow down Noah Liebel.
It's too bad that's the way it happened, because Elkhorn had a nice little pass from Peniagua. He slipped it through to his teammate, and the defender slipped over, cleared it out. But they had a nice thing going in the attacking third. All of a sudden, on the counterattack, the Wolverines end up getting fouled.
That ball punched away. That involving Romeo Morales, the starting goalkeeper for the Elks. He is 6'3", 170. This is junior season. Left for Liebel, but taken away by DeSanti. The head referee in this matchup is Tom Blau from West Bend, Corey Beecher from Janesville, and Jordan Dietrich from Neenah, the 2 ARs. Up top for the Wolverines was Drew James. And a goal kicking up here for the Elks. And as mentioned, they've run the table. They finished number 1 among 8 in the Southern Lakes Conference. It will hold off West Tosa Central, who finished in second. Beloit Memorial finishing number 3.
Matt, we've talked a little bit about the goaltenders. Big size difference. Romeo Morales for the Elkhorn Elks, 6'3", 170. We talked about Angel Escamilla for the Waukesha West Wolverines, 5'9", 135. Major difference. Escamilla he's not your prototypical goaltender, but as you said, he's an all-conference performer. He's done an awesome job back there.
She's trying to bust through with Lorenzo DeSanti. Even it outside, Angel Cardenas. And coming back toward the ball. Comes right back out. Saw there for the Elks, number 11. Emiliano Palos, the senior. He came on during an injury stoppage yesterday. That ball rolls out of play.
Man, I love the pace of this game. Each team is rushing headlong, straight ahead, moving at pace downfield. Usually we were talking about the difference in heights and weights of our goaltenders. Usually when you have a smaller goaltender or a bigger goaltender, you want to shoot low, but if you have a smaller goaltender, you want to go high.
Like any of that size, at 6'6", Aiden Owusu Asiedo. Senior pitcher number 26 for Waukesha West. Paul's player is 6'3" for Elkhorn. It's going to roll out of play and belong to the Elks.
See, if you got your 6'5" guy standing in front of the goalie, you want to put the ball into that area so he can actually disrupt what's happening. Even if he doesn't get on the ball, he's shielding Morales' view. But the ball was too far out, too far wide, so he never really came into play.
So we play on as this portion of the 2024 WIAA Boys Division II Soccer Championship is brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Scoreless battle between Waukesha West, Elkhorn area. Stoppage here. And again, you see the clock here on our screen at 13:17. The game clock at the stadium we're at 12:14, so they're going to adjust the time. We're frozen at one juncture, and so they get that in sync. We find ourselves in the 14th minute. And back to play we go. So play through the middle and try to connect there with Peniagua. Out of the back for the Elks, Nicholas Barkis. He was a second teamer in the Southern Lakes Conference in 2023 as that ball finds the stands for the Waukesha West faithful. And a souvenir.
I don't know. I think they make those give them back. They make them give those back, Matt. They don't just hand those out.
Do they clean the ball? Do they clean? I think I saw a couple of people kissing it and slobbering all over the ball.
They don't clean it. You got to be important people like you. They just give soccer balls to you, but the fans here, the common people, they don't get to keep those.
They're called souvenirs. A throw in here for Hagen Anderson.
That's why we have security here today, Matt, so the fans don't run away with the expensive game balls. Oops, we got another ball on the field there. It's hard to find good ball boys and girls these days.
Well, we talk about that, too. It seems like every year, especially late in games, when you need a throw in, you need a free kick, put the ball back into play. They tend to be hiding.
Yes, especially if you're at somebody's home field. That's when it's always funny, when the visiting team needs the ball right away. The ball boys at the concession stand or in the restroom or something. Or the ball ended up in the woods and nobody can find it.
Here's the Road to State, sponsored by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here. Stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. You see the road for the Elks with a win against Milwaukee Bayview. Boy, did they win that one. And beat Greendale, New Berlin, Eisenhower, and Nicolay from Union Grove in a sectional final by a 2-0 score. Nicolay, a number 2 seed, the Elks, a number 1 seed. I don't know why. I'm getting a chuckle just thinking about why is the ball runner at the concession stand late in the game? Not doing their job. A look here at Waukesha West Road to State. Got a forfeit win over at Milwaukee. Vincent knocked off Watertown. They beat Pewaukee, and it took a shootout to advance to state in that sectional final from Waukesha West against Wauwatosa East. 2-2 the score, but 4-2 in the shootouts.
Like I said, they're hired by the home team, so the coach probably gave him a couple bucks.
Well, it's not like baseball. You turn a baseball back and you get a free hot dog.
Yeah, I said,
back in the day.
Go to the concession stand, get yourself something. You earned it.
Mendez with the free kick here for Waukesha West. This ball carries, but into the hands here of Morales. And by the way, the official ball, the Select Royale Soccer Ball, the official ball of the 2024 Boys Soccer State Tournament. One of their representatives was here the last couple of days enjoying the state soccer tournament.
I know some teams like to buy the state soccer ball. You talked about Waukesha West pretending to parade around with the gold ball. Some coaches like to buy the state soccer ball and use that as their game ball so their players can get used to and envision, hey, this is the ball we're going to be using at the state tournament.
How big of a difference is it from other soccer balls you're typically used to playing with?
It just depends. How much do you want to pay? There's a reason some balls cost way more than others because they're better.
Drew James looking to send it ahead. Mendez. And a cover-up coming here is Alfonso Mendez up top for Waukesha West after it was played ahead by Drew James. That's a good size, too. He's listed at 6 foot, but he plays a lot bigger. You see the cover-up here again with Romeo Morales, who is coming off a one-save shutout against Homestead yesterday.
I love that ball. Nice playing it behind the defense, giving Mendez a chance to run on to the end of it. And goalie's got to come out. Morales has to come out, make a save, make a play. That's what you want to do, stress out a defense.
On that far side, they position Isaac Porter. He, too, is a veteran up and down this Waukesha West roster, but also coming back from injury is Porter. So great to have him back out there. And he missed the state semifinal last year because he had a dislocated kneecap that was suffered in the 2023 sectional final, but get back and finally at 100% health.
Yeah, that's a little scary. It's hard to come back. We just think, oh, you come back and you're back to normal, but you had this injury. It happened in a soccer game, and it's always in the back of your mind, or at least for a while anyway, as you're getting back into it. You just gotta get past it. Trust the knee. Trust that you won't be in a position where you could get yourself hurt again. It's hard to get back to going 100% after everything.
The Wolverines bringing back 7 starters, 8 who played last year's semis, and that doesn't include Noah Liebel, did not play in the semi. Mentioned Alfonso Mendez is back. He was on the team in 2022, and then again with a healthy Isaac Porter. So you plug them in to the equation, and all of a sudden, look where this team's at. They've taken that next step.
Yeah, teams, you always lose seniors, and you wonder who's going to step up. But what Waukesha West had happen was you had some top-level, high-end guys coming back that you didn't have the year before for various reasons. And so that's a serious, serious upgrade.
Again, with the big three of Liebel, Mendez, and James. Coming into the state tournament, they had combined to record 47 of the team's 60 goals. And now back in for the Elks. Jorgalez, who picked up the yellow. And back out. Out goes Milano Palos. Well over 13 seniors up and down both of these rosters each.
Mathis sort of thought what we thought we'd see. A lot of action in the middle of the field. We haven't had a whole lot in either attacking third. We thought this was going to be a defensive battle, a lot of possession. We were curious, where's that attack going to come from? So far, we haven't seen those big three from Waukesha West. We haven't seen Peniagua or Gorgalas. We haven't seen them really venture into that attacking area, or at least gotten balls in there where they could do something with them.
It's going to bounce on that outside. Not much developing here for Waukesha West. Will come the other way here with Elkhorn area. You look at that bracket in which the Elks, we showed you their path in qualifying for state. Last week, a victory against Nicolay and getting back here to state for the first time since 2020, but that was a COVID year, so they played their state semi that year at McGuanago High School. Last time they were here at the Eli Soccer Park was 2019, but in that same bracket, Nicolay beat number 3 Union Grove, so almost a all-Southern Lakes sectional final, but Nicolay denying that with a shootout win. It was 0-0 with 4-3 in the shootout against the Union Grove Broncos, who finished in 4th. Looking up at Elkhorn area in the Southern Lakes Conference standings.
Nice probing ball right there. Finds the gap in between the two defenders.
It was Landon Reek, the difference maker, last time on the pass here. Again, that size coming into play with Owusu Asiedu. After the ball was played Peniagua's direction.
Nice work by the Elkhorn Elks there. Found that penetrating through ball, then sliding it across, getting an opportunity out front. Defender knocks it away, but that's what's going to have to happen. Each side, they're going to have to find some of those 1-2 combination plays in order to break these defenses down.
That's out of bounds off of, looked like Aaron Schumer. Look who's back out there. I thought he subbed out, that being Emiliano Padlos. He is back out there right now, as you see in your picture, for Elkhorn area. After we saw Jorgales come back in following the yellow card. As Waukesha West back across midfield. Played over by Alfonso Mendez. There's a look at Noah Liebel. Tops of the team coming into the tournament with 21 goals and 5 assists. And he was out all playoffs last year with an injury, so in his first state appearance ever of these last couple of days. Reek. Off the turn, out it goes. And so a turn there and flex out for a corner kick. That bounced off of Hagen Anderson.
Nice job by Landon Reek being a threat down there. You got to be super careful if you're Waukesha West. You got that ball bounced around in the box. You got to make sure you don't take any attackers down with a trip or a hold or anything like that.
Jorgales. Out it comes. Evan Aller, the senior defender. The service is headed away. Thomas Krause back there, who's a 2023 All-Conference will mention in the Classic 8 Conference.
Nice idea on that cross is after the corner kick and the clearance, you got the defense. They're coming out from the goal. You want to always try and play it back behind them, get one of your forwards on the run, catch the defense out of position.
Right there through the middle with Hagen Anderson. I'll get the pass back. Looking to his right, leaves it off. Again, trying to go right back atop the box after that run that was made by Anderson. He's within the top 5 or 6 of this team in scoring. Over that to James. James had it blocked. So James right there along with Keegan O'Keefe. And now the Elks looking to counter the other way. Set the round, O'Keefe. And a foul here, gets slowed up. Peniagua. So a chance now as the Elks start to push forward, a team that has seen 14 different goal scorers, 15 with points this season. They've never been shut out. Their last loss came October 26th of last year, a sectional semifinal against Union Grove. We're going to wrap up an undefeated season. We're not even talking ties. 20 wins so far here in 2024. Kicked away before the ball could be played by Lorenzo DeSanti, who's had some quality looks already in this first half.
Matt, being undefeated is awesome, but that brings with it pressure in and of itself. You know, you've got, okay, we want to win a state championship. We want to keep our undefeated streak alive. As awesome as that is, sometimes you almost wish you'd have a loss or two back there, so you didn't have to worry about that.
Cardenas back in for the Elks. Waiting down, Peniagua. Good oncoming pressure from O'Keefe, and Peniagua draws the foul. A little too aggressive. He's trying to double team Ray Peniagua.
Peniagua is so strong. He's 5'9", but he's 180 pounds. He is put together. He's a hard guy to take down, hard guy to dispossess, and he has showed us that in this first half.
He gets back up. We'll take this free kick for Elkhorn.
If you're Waukesha West, you don't want to give up these opportunities. Right outside the box. This is a danger area.
And looking to run it down, you had John Beilman. That's where he had excelled yesterday on some of the set pieces and finishing with a couple of shots, one of which on goal. Getting turned around, O'Keefe. And the Elks send it out of bounds.
What Elkhorn's trying to do as soon as their defense wins it is try that quick counter, see if they can't get it upfield to Peniagua and let Ray do some work one-on-one with the defender. They haven't been able to connect yet. They've come close, but you can see that's what they're trying to do is as soon as they win it, looking for that quick forward pass.
This portion of the 2024 WIAA Boys Division II Soccer Championship is brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premium is paid here. Stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Gabe Hubert now into the Waukesha West lineup. And back on this near side for the Wolverines. The throw in for Hagen Anderson. Anderson, now much of the pass looking for James. Mendez. And going backwards with Blake Free on the pass. Free, and all kinds of little mention in 2023. Another one of those players that has been here. Handful of players that have been with this team since they qualified for state in 2022. That 2022 appearance, their first since 2017. They've had, boy, you look at their results at state, talk about some bad breaks, whether it be shootout losses, blowing a 2-goal lead late, overtime setbacks. They've had it all prior to finally busting through yesterday.
And we haven't heard a whole lot from or about Noah Lebo, Alfonso Mendez, Drew James. Those are the big three that are going to get the job done for Waukesha West. If they're going to break this this cycle, it's going to be up to those guys to get the job done. We haven't said their name enough so far. A lot of the game has been in the middle. Lately, Elkhorn's been more in their attacking third. Waukesha West is going to need to get this thing turned around.
This game has a very similar feel to that of Elkhorn against Homestead in the semis yesterday. Mentioned shots were hard to come by. Elkhorn had 7 shots, 6 for Homestead. But when we say shots, okay, that's one thing. But quality of shots was another. It was 2-1 Elkhorn in shots on goal.
That's why I figured with the way as strong as Elkhorn's defense has been this year, I figured it was going to be hard for Waukesha West and their big three to get any real good opportunities. It might, in a game like this, I think it's just going to take one for either team. One goal could get the job done.
The Elks have allowed just 1 goal here in the postseason. A 2-1 victory against New Berlin Eisenhower in the sectional semis. And swung wide. Peniagua, he has come through with 3 hat tricks down the year with a high of 4 back on September 17th against Wilmot.
If you're Waukesha West, you got to close Peniagua down. I thought at first he was crossing it, and I still think he was, but man, that was awfully close to looking like a really good shot on goal. Waukesha West defenders, they got to close him down. He's one of those guys, you cannot leave him alone. He can score from out there, or you don't want him just picking out a runner and playing that ball across to the far post. You want to close him down, put somebody in his face, don't give him that clear look, make him pass it sideways. You definitely don't want him playing it towards your goal.
Peniagua picking up his play too. You go back to last year, he had 17 goals, 7 assists. This year, 21 goals, 10 helpers. And again, moving up here for Waukesha West, Escamilla take this free kick.
I think if you're Elkhorn, you know the goalie's way up here. If you get a deflection or something, you get it to half. That's a makeable shot for these guys. Escamilla's going to have to hustle back.
Good hang time. And Porter able to run it down, but he's going to be picked up easily by Morales. The other thing you got going for you, too, if you're Waukesha West, is on some of these set pieces, you move the 6'6" senior, Owusu Asiedo, into that mix. It's a nice focal piece of set pieces to potentially turn to a nice focal point, but we have not seen that come into play yet.
It's a great idea, but you got to put the ball in his head, and so far they haven't managed to be able to do that.
So Beilman again with Peniagua, and getting turned around for the Wolverines was Hagen Anderson. Right back toward the end line with Carter Jorgales. Comes back out here for Waukesha West. Up the wing, given away. Down to the back for the Elks, Jack Jacobs.
It's a bad giveaway. Nice job by Peniagua. He should have made a diagonal run right to the goal. He sort of rounded it a little bit too much. His teammate turned away. There was a channel then there, and Peniagua was in it. He just didn't play the ball through to him.
Jorgales, Peniagua, and Jorgales going right back Peniagua's direction. So he makes his move, getting the pass back. Going to find the angle, getting dragged down from behind. And a hard tackle on the backside that came from Hagen Anderson.
Peniagua does such a great job of moving off the ball. He plays it, and then boom, he's moving fast, making himself really dangerous, really hard to cover. Right here, he plays it in. He's already moving. I think that was a good call. Took him down from behind. You're going to get that call 99 out of 100 times.
See a couple of the Elks players asking for that yellow card, and head referee Tom Blau from West Bench saying, get out of here.
He's got his hunting beard ready to go there.
And the orange.
And the orange, he is all ready. I should have mentioned hunting. You know, our producer, he wants to be hunting too.
Well, the Elks looking for a deflection, won't get it as Peniagua lost his shin guard in the process. And so a change being made here. That brings Landon Reek back out of the field. Hunting Elks.
You're good, Matt. That's why you're here. You are a trained professional.
Off the miss. And that's off the body of Noah Liebel. Right back to the Elks. Controlled here by Mendez. He'll fire from a good distance. So Alfonso Mendez just trying to test Morales here as we near 5 minutes left in this first half.
I think if you're Waukesha West, you got to look at this first half and go, okay, that was all right. We hung in there. but they have got to come up with a plan offensively and figure out how they're going to break down this Elkhorn defense. Shooting from 35 yards out isn't going to get it done. Elkhorn's definitely been the more dangerous team so far.
Mendez getting the pass from James. Sends it. And again disrupted with James making the cut, brought in here by Morales.
Again, you got to drive that ball. Don't make it too easy. Morales camped under it like a baseball outfielder and didn't have any problem with it. You really got to drive it head high. That way the goalie's got to make a decision. Do I come out and get it? Do I sit back? If he sits back, that gives your teammates an opportunity.
Goal kick coming up. And coming up at halftime, we will recap the day that's been so far and look ahead to the final championship matchup in Division I, a matchup between last year's D1 state champions from Middleton taking on Green Bay Preble. On top of the fact, we will take a look at some highlights and stats from this first half.
Nice ball there. I couldn't tell what number played it back, but your forwards, you got to anticipate that header going through or a misplay in the defense. You just got to take off. Too many times players just wait to see where it goes. You've got to anticipate the misplay or the back header or something, and you got to take off and be making that run. You can find yourself on the end of the ball.
Liebel sends it across. Again, he had Mendez in front. He was waiting on the receiving end.
Nice ball by Liebel. That's the kind of cross we're talking about.
Getting right back here to Hagen Anderson as the Wolverines have picked up their play a little bit here at the end of this first half. James. A couple players get tangled up trying to make a cut, and you can see Mendez looking for a whistle, won't get it. Out of the back now with Cooper Dexter. A sophomore in the back line for the Wolverines. The defense has given up a total of 4 goals here in the postseason with 1 shutout. Off of Aiden Owusu-Asiedo.
Now you know why Elkhorn's only given up 5 goals this year. They are tough back there.
And again, we saw this yesterday against Homestead. Just don't give up many opportunities, let alone quality opportunities.
They are just so solid, and as soon as you receive a pass, they are on you, and they are fighting you for possession of that ball. Makes it hard. You can't get your head up. You can't see your teammates. You got to keep your head down, make sure you retain possession. They do such a nice job on the ball.
Escamilla. And upcoming was Ray Peniagua. Rolls away as it's out of bounds off of the Elks. That run on that far side from Noah Liebel.
Nice move by Liebel, trying to touch the ball past. But again, Elkhorn does such a nice job. No free runs. They've always got the body on you. Hard to get going full speed.
Trying to pass it over, but another clearance here for the Elks. He's at 60 seconds remaining here in the first half.
I think the key for Waukesha West is going to be really getting that Elkhorn defense spread out. Right now, they're letting them stay compact.
Going to back up for this Elks free kick.
I think Waukesha West has got to get them spread out, so you got to be patient, stay wide. If you can get those defensive backs, if you can get them spread out, that will open some channels for Liebel or James or Mendez to run into. Right now, they're keeping it compact. They're not getting out wide enough. And the Elkhorn defenders are swarming the ball.
Final seconds taken away here in the first half. Trying one more shot off. Not going to happen. Right there defensively for the Wolverines, Hagen Anderson. So Halftime upon us in this D2 championship matchup. We have no score. The Classic A Conference Waukesha West Wolverines and the Southern Lakes Conference's Elkhorn area Elks. We'll take a break. We'll come back and recap Championship Saturday. But first, a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Back in Milwaukee for Championship Saturday, our Division II matchup is scoreless at the break between Waukesha West and Elkhorn area. Championship Saturday already has crowned a couple of champs. Earlier in Division IV, it was Lake Country Lutheran bringing home their first title, knocking off Shoreland Lutheran by a 1-0 score. And speaking of first state championships, the first for St. Augustine Preparatory Academy in knocking off Sheboygan Falls 2-0.
Matt, both exciting games, and now here we are in our Division II championship game at halftime. We've had the defensive battle that we expected was coming. We're waiting to see who's going to break through and put the game winner in, who's going to have the goal ball.
Treble Middleton, our nightcap in D1 at 7. And now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Halftime Milwaukee with no score, Elkhorn and Waukesha West for a Division II state championship. Here to look at some of the highlights from the opening 40. Again, scoring chances, not easy to come by, but perhaps maybe the best chance off the post after, again, you had Angel Escamilla coming across. You see this one angle wide for Ray Peniagua, but 7 combined shots, just 1 between the two teams on goal.
Well, Matt, that's what we expected we would get. It's going to be a defensive battle. Might not be a whole lot of offense, but the Elkhorn Elks, they have looked the most dangerous so far.
Have had 12 combined fouls, however, with 1 yellow card. That was given to Carter Jorgeles of the Elks. Otherwise, you see the numbers, and corner kicks were at 3-1 in favor of Elkhorn. Second half is coming up, and now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. To the second half we go here in Milwaukee. A Division II state champion to be crowned between the top-seeded Waukesha West Wolverines and the second-seeded Elkhorn Elks. One of these teams will bring home their first state championship. For the Wolverines, their first championship game appearance. For the Elks, this being their second championship game appearance, first since 2016 when they lost to Whitefish Bay 4-0. As the Elks kick off the final 40 of regulation, away we go with Peniagua sending it downfield. And this portion of the 2024 WIAA Division II Soccer Championship is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs.
Matt, I think one goal is going to get the job done tonight from what we've seen from both teams offensively. It's just going to be a matter of who gets that goal and then is able to hang on.
And again, yesterday it was Elkhorn scoring in the 70th. That was the difference in knocking off Homestead. Homestead getting through their bracket, knocking off the top seed, the number 2 team in state. Cedarburg in a sectional final, as the Highlanders were back here at state for the first time since 2008.
Elkhorn has looked to be the most dangerous team so far in the first half. They were the ones who had most of the ball in the attacking third. Curious what Coach Warner talked to his Wolverines about. How is Waukesha West? How are they going to penetrate this rock-solid Elkhorn defense? They've just been so tough to beat all year long. They're going to have to figure out a way, maybe committing more attackers forward. Be interesting to see what they try.
You saw Jorgeles battling for Elkhorn. Again, right there with John Beilman. With Peniagua up the wing. Jorgeles, out he goes. So a throw in here for the Elks.
Peniagua is so dangerous with the ball at his feet. He's just so low to the ground and so strong.
So throwing coming up for Elkhorn area.
I think if you're Elkhorn, you want to try and pressure those Waukesha West defenders just a little bit. See if you can't get yourself some turnovers in dangerous places.
There's Peniagua on the run. Another throw in as they inch closer and closer. Look there at Blake Free, part of the Wolverines midfield. But again, he's been with this team time and time again, and a team that's been able to qualify for the sectional final for 4 consecutive years. The only D2 team with 4 in a row right now. They lost in a sectional semi back in 2019 before the streak began against Wauwatosa East, but it's been a heck of a run since.
That's one of those where you've had the opportunity, you get into those late sectionals, you get to state. Eventually you figure we're going to break through sometime, but this is going to be a tough nut to crack.
When you know this, I mean, you tend to see it seems like the same team time and time and time again. And in the case of Bryce Warner's squad, they lost to Tosa East in that sectional semi in 2019 when they've gone 4-0 against Tosa East in the tournament ever since, which includes 3 sectional final matchups.
Unfortunately, it doesn't help them when they lose the state semifinal. Yeah, it's just the way it works. But give them credit. They keep giving themselves a chance. The more chances you give yourself, better opportunity you have to break through.
Peniagua knocked back. Blake Free got a piece. He's slow in getting back up, but up for the Wolverines.
Looked like he took a cleat to the knee. Got up fast, though.
O'Keefe's still out there for Waukesha West, and before he can be taken away, we have an Elks foul. Trying to take it away, coming across to Landon Reek. Free kick here for Waukesha West. As you look at their team resume from Waukesha, 1,195 is their school enrollment. Out of the Classic 8, they finished in second place behind Arrowhead, who has won 2 out of the last 3 Classic 8 conference championships. Waukesha West, they won the conference crown in 2023. But again, 15 wins overall, 7 in conference play.
And just think how battle-tested the Wolverines are. I mean, the conference they play in is just so tough.
Escamilla in the hands of Morales.
You want to have somebody challenging Morales for that. You can't give the goalie just a free run. He came out unimpeded, went up, got it, nobody around him. You always want to make sure, even if you can't get your head on it or get to it, you want to make sure you put some pressure on that goalie. This game is starting to get a little chippy. We've seen in the last couple minutes here. Wondering if some cards are going to start to come out.
There's been 1 so far in this matchup, and we mentioned a win against the Elks. Jorgales. There have been 14 combined fouls, 8 of which against Waukesha West. And the setup here for Barkis. And we saw in that last free kick, Escamilla taking the attempt. He has 2 assists on the year, and again, it goes back to what you mentioned earlier. There's been a couple of goalkeepers that have not been afraid to move up and take set pieces. We saw that with Connor Hom from Shoreland Lutheran in our D4 championship matchup, and he came in with a couple of assists to his credit too, so kind of neat to see the goalkeepers not only get involved on set pieces, but also a number of the goalkeepers we've seen today that have points on the season.
And, that's a testament to them and their, coaches talk about having that extra defender back there, somebody you can play the ball back to, that safety valve. If you've got a goalie who's good with the ball at his feet, that's an added bonus. If you got a goalie who's got a big leg and can play those set pieces and those free balls down there into the box, that is an added benefit. Not every team's got that. But then on the flip side, the other team has to take advantage. If the goalie's up that far, if you can get a rebound or something out, you got to play that ball long.
See the resume for Elkhorn area with a school 1,122 and 20-0. They also ran the table to win the Southern Lakes Conference. And when you look at that enrollment and you look over time, when they qualified for state, and obviously the landscape has expanded with the additional Division IV over the last now 11 seasons. But when Elkhorn first qualified for state back in 2011, they were in Division 1. Then a couple of appearances in Division 2, this being their third appearance in Division 2, as they were also then back in Division 1 back in 2020.
I remember Coach Kaiser calling me.
Rebound putback's going to be sent out of play. Escamilla batted it, and then on the attack with Cardenas, he lifted it over the south goal.
Cardenas didn't realize he had nobody around him. He could have settled that ball and slotted it home. He didn't have to rush it, but he's got nobody around. He could have settled it and just passed it right to the corner of the goal, and they would have been up 1-0. But you don't know that when you come flying in. You figure there's a defender close by. Yeah, Coach Kaiser called me that first year, 2011, when they were going to state. I forget who it was they were playing, somebody we had played during the season. And so we were just talking about that. I know how excited he was for that first opportunity to get to the state tournament.
Yeah, back in 2011 as a Division I team, they lost in a quarterfinal against Neenah by a 3-0 score. But they've also in the past played Richmond and Whitefish Bay. That was in 2016, the prior time that they had won a state tournament game. They've played Brookfield Central in the past. And back in 2020 when they played from McGuanago, they ran into the Arrowhead Warhawks and lost a tough 1-0 decision in the year in which they finished 13-1.
Yeah, that year when he called me and asked for a scouting report, we had played Neenah right away at the beginning of the season. We had a really good team, but Neenah had a really, really good team. We lost 6-0, so obviously not much of a scouting report from me. I
do apologize to Neenah. I do not condone you giving away the scouting report. Say this, though, with BZ Kaiser. No. You're becoming the new Tom Brady of broadcasting. You can't overcross the lines. You have broadcast responsibilities. But his son Jordan, head men's soccer coach, UW Stevens Point, as they've started their men's soccer program at 8-4 first season.
I believe Jordan might have been playing back then in 2011. So yeah, he's off his dad's coaching tree there, trying to build that name brand.
Have we given away scout reports and other coaches we need to know about?
No, that's I'm out of it now. So.
Well, set up here for Waukesha West.
Like I said, we lost 6-0. Elkhorn lost 3-0. So there wasn't a whole lot of scouting report was going to do. Neenah was that good.
That was a good Elks team too. In 2011, they went 21-1-1. You go back to 2011, and boy, Neenah's had some. Look at their program. That's a team that's had a lot of success over the years. And you go back to the early stages of the WIAA state tournament. Harry Kelderman, that team, rolling his son Chris on a couple of those state championship teams, as Neenah has been a state 17 times, most recently in 2019. And a losing to the semis in D1 back in 2011.
Nice job by Noah Lebo going to the end line and bringing it almost. The ball just went over the end line, but he was just about to bring it across, cut it back to the 6 to one of his teammates who was waiting for it. That's how they're going to have to attack this Elks defense, is get behind him from the outside, get it to the end line, and then cut it back. It's so hard to defend that, but they just have not been able to do that often enough today.
So far in the first 11-plus minutes of the second half, first couple of shots of the half belong to the Elks. Now up 6-3 in shots. Peniagua.
But I don't think we've added to our shots on goal total, unfortunately.
Sent downfield, you James. He's had to play more in the back to help out, trying to offset this Elks attack. Right now finds himself in the midfield. To the far side goes Jorgales. And a look there at Aiden Owusu Asiedo. It's one of those names I never want to miss out on an opportunity to say. Fun one for the senior defender, who was played awfully well back there, and he did Yesterday's matchup against DeForest.
That's why I haven't even attempted it, because I'm going to mess it up. You're the professional.
Oh, just wait. We got another one coming. There's a couple of tongue twisters coming up with Preble. They go by some nicknames. We have Chewy and KC.
Okay.
So look forward to that in the D1 championship matchup.
Looking forward to it. Aiden Owusu Asiedo. How was that?
Very well.
Good. Yeah, he's a big guy. We talked about that on these free kicks, trying to get the ball into his head. I mean, that's such an advantage he has at his height.
It has it coming to play here as James looking for the rebound. Mendez far side for Waukesha West. It was Mendez and then James looking for the rebound, but it was Morales who eventually came up with it.
Drew James there in the doorstep. If that ball had popped loose, and it almost did. He was waiting for it. That's what you always teach your attackers. Always follow that shot to the goal. You never know what's going to happen.
Morales with a 5-save shutout against Nicolay last Saturday in the sectional final. A 1-save shutout against Homestead yesterday. And now the head referee and one of the ARs conversing.
You got a card coming out.
And it's going to go against the Wolverines, Hagen Anderson.
Anderson's been involved a couple of times here. Been a little chippy. He's got to be careful, especially now. Now that you got that yellow, you got to play smart.
So each team now with one yellow. He gets booked here in the 54th. And Peniagua. Right off the knee with Lorenzo DeSanti. Bring him up. He had a couple of shots, both off the mark, but get a nice start to that first half. Back up is Alfonso Mendez.
It's been a really physical game. We've had a lot of fouls. A couple yellow cards. It's gotten chippy here in the second half.
Jorgales coming back out his route as he went to center, but see some of the sides coming into play once again for Waukesha West. Flying at the ball, Owusu Asiedo. Want to try that again?
Aiden Owusu Asiedo.
You're a pro.
AOA for short.
Headed out of play. See Cardenas. That latest opportunity coming from Aaron Schumer, who came up off his back line. So number 8 with that header opportunity. And so far, 7 goals and 1 assist. Came through with a goal in the sectional final against Nicolay. And so following the handball free kick. You factor, okay, so D4, D3, a couple of first-time state champions. One of these teams is about to win their first golden ball. Preble's able to pull it off, too. This may be the first state tournament where we've had 4 first-time state champions in the same year.
That would be pretty amazing. You know, we talk about that, how difficult it is to keep getting back here, but yet you've got those teams that seem like they're always here.
Marquette, one of those examples, and all of a sudden they've hit a drought. They've won a state championship since 2021.
Yeah. And
16 overall since 2000.
And here we've got an opportunity for all these teams. First time. It's pretty neat.
Middleton with an opportunity in that D1 championship game to repeat after they outlasted Brookfield East last year in a shootout. Came back to beat Brookfield East last night in a semifinal. Escamilla. Over there to Mendez. And they talk about when looking at Escamilla, second-year starting goalkeeper for West, considered a smaller goalkeeper, but again makes up for it with his athleticism. He made at least a big save on the penalty shootout against Tosa East. Again, very good with his feet, not afraid to move him up, and he's Got that quickness to get back in case there's a counterattack from Elkhorn. Run himself back in positioning here as the Elks will send it Escamilla's direction. He's going to bounce away, but he's able to turn around before that one crossed the goal line as Landon Reek sent it Escamilla's direction. He had Peniagua up. He was in front but never further developed. Tried to look at it from his goal cam. Not sure if he took his eye off the ball for a moment, and his teammate almost bumped him across the goal line.
Teammate almost put him into the goal. That's twice now Escamilla has had a little trouble handling that ball. I wonder if that's going to come into play later on here. I think if you're Elkhorn, you want to make sure you get those balls on frame. Make Escamilla handle it.
We have a foul back here. And a stoppage of the clock right now down for the Elks is Cardenas. And a yellow card being handed out as well. So a second yellow for Waukesha West. That's been given to Alfonso Mendez. This portion of the 2024 WIAA Boys Division II Soccer Championship is brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. That picture says it all, the kind of battle it has been. Yeah, we may not have had a ton of shot opportunities, but it has been quite the midfield battle between the Wolverines and Elks.
It's been physical, that's for sure. Referee's job. He's had his hands full, but he's done a nice job.
Knocked away with Hagen Anderson back in for Waukesha West.
That's what we've seen from Elkhorn, just those little bursts of speed. They've been on a little bit. The opportunities we have had have been Elkhorn's, and it just seems like they're getting close to maybe making that breakthrough. We're going to see what Waukesha West is going to do. They got to get their big three going here.
Good pass. And Porter sending it ahead. Not very often we talked about getting one of the big three in motion.
Great idea. It just wasn't the best pass. He just sent it a little too far wide.
Utilizing the speed there of James.
He took James too wide, and then Morales was able to come out and get to it first. Just a little too heavy and a little too wide on that pass, but that's the right idea.
Of course, Mendez back in now for the Wolverines, taking the spot of Gabe Hubert.
And then as soon as you make that pass, you got to get going to the goal. Because usually what defenders will do is it's just natural habit is you just turn and watch the ball, and that's all it takes is a split second. You make that pass, defender watches the ball, and then you get going to the goal. And you've got your step or two in your pass that defender. If you can get a pass back, you're in by yourself.
Mendez has O'Keefe a few steps ahead. Well, too much on that pass for O'Keefe.
You can see, we've seen the speed that Mendez has. They just have not been able to get him out in space. And obviously, that's a testament to Elkhorn and their defense that we've been talking about. But if you're Waukesha West, they got to figure out a way to get Mendez out in space.
O'Keefe.
Get him operating at speed on a one-on-one on a defender.
See O'Keefe, he was able to earn this corner kick for Waukesha West.
We've talked about getting Aiden, Owusu, Asiedo up to the goal. They got to put the ball in his head, though. He's standing right there in front of the goalie. They got to put the ball right there.
James on the corner. 60th minute. High ball. Knocked away. It's loose in front and almost. Knocked away again here by Morales, but almost put in by Aiden Owusu Asiedo, but not by way of the head, but off the foot.
Yeah, he mishit that, unfortunately. It looked like he had a good opportunity to just drill it in the back of the goal.
And the second effort was batted out by Morales.
So set plays are so dangerous. That's why you don't want to give them up. Anything can happen, especially on like that, a scramble out in front of the goal. You don't know which way it's going to bounce.
Another look at this. So it starts right here with that look. And then Liebel had the second look that was whacked away by Morales. So the first shot went the direction of Aiden Owusu-Asiedo. But then the second chance from Liebel was batted away. And talk about some upper body strength by Morales as his body is swaying back. He's able to get enough upper body strength to whack that one out of the goal.
I think Owusu-Asiedo, it looked like that ball was coming right at his head, but it was a little high. He thought it might go off the crossbar, so he backed off, thinking there might be the ball might be pinging off the crossbar, which it did. Didn't come back to him until a little later. Instead of on his head, it came to his foot and wasn't quite able to redirect it the way he wanted. But that's exactly what they have to do with that big guy up front. They got to put the ball right there, right on his head, right at the goalie. See if they can't get some action there.
Evan Aller is on for the Elks. 62nd minute with no score, D2 state championship. Game 3 of 4 here on Championship Saturday to wrap up the 43rd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament.
You sense just a little momentum swing here. It's been any real offense has been the Elks, but you just sense Waukesha West. They're just building a little bit. Now we had that close, that scrum right in front of the goal where they almost had a couple opportunities if they could have redirected it right at goal. This is the momentum they need. Now's their time. If they can break through here, they could be in business.
Shots overall are 7-6 Elks. 3-3 here in the second half. As Mendez back up.
Mendez has to be careful. He's on a yellow card. I think he took the worst of that from what I saw. I'm not quite sure why that was a foul on him.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, it looked like
that was Lorenzo DeSanti for Elkhorn.
Yeah, it looked like DeSanti's elbow got up high, caught Mendez right in the mouth.
Almost looked like he kicked him in the back too.
Yeah.
Leg just kind of kicked out.
Exactly.
Got him. Double whammy there from Mendez and a foul. This time it is Lorenzo DeSanti who hits the turf.
Wolverines got to be careful. They don't lose their cool. You just got to stay with it. Things have been sort of turning and going their way. Just don't reach. That was a trip.
That's the 20th combined foul, the 11th against Waukesha West. A free kick for Peniagua.
Again, anything can happen. You put a ball into the box, you got all these bodies flailing around. You never know.
Good high ball. Not a bad thought there. Why not go high? We talked about the size, but Escamilla makes up with it. And makes up for it with his athleticism, but in this case, trying to go high, but it landed perfectly right there for the catch for the senior.
Wasn't high enough.
No.
But yeah, I agree with you. Try and go high. If nothing else, you might get a rebound, something off the post, something off the crossbar. Know your guys playing it high and then attack the goal.
Yeah, Peniagua, who has scored 5 goals, 4 assists here in the postseason, although most of that damage done to the 17-0 win over Milwaukee Bayview in a regional semifinal. He had 3 goals and 2 helpers. Noah Liebel, he comes into this one with a goal in each playoff game. Well, that ended yesterday. He did pick up an assist when Mendez scored the game winner in the 56th after Waukesha West at one point was down 1-0 to DeForest.
I think Liebel's got to be a little frustrated. He just hasn't been able to. But that's what Elkhorn's defense has done to a lot of teams and a lot of players this year. He just hasn't really had an opportunity to get out into space.
Coming across from Landon Reek. Porter, Al O'Keefe. Going outside, James.
Again, this is key. Get them spread out.
Just step up. James.
Nice
Porter.
ball.
Down he goes. I'm not sure if his knee buckled, but down he went trying to play that ball. Mentioned he is back and healthy, but at one point last season, he still has the sleeve on that leg, battling with the dislocated kneecap that he suffered in the sectional final in 2023.
You got to one-time that. His steps were off. You just got to one-time that. He had that. Do you see how wide open that corner of the goal is? If he would have put it right back where it came from. You got to one-time that at the goal.
After James got to step up on the defense on the outside and send it across. Krause and off O'Keefe.
And that's what's going to be successful for Waukesha West. We talked about that, getting that Elkhorn defense spread out a little bit. That's where you can find those seams in the defense. And Waukesha West found themselves. They had that seam right there.
Jorgeles had to take it away. Waukesha West will send it and give it right back.
It's a good idea. We just didn't execute it.
Porter off Liebel, got away from James. DeSanti. Jorgeles here in the 67th. DeSanti. Here's Landon Reek. He was a difference maker yesterday for the Elks. Gets tripped up by Mendez. Mendez trying to get back up, having a tough time doing so. Reek right now in a sitting position. Now he's down on his backside, so both guys are down, still down.
Again, Mendez has got to be so careful. He's sitting on that yellow.
Meanwhile,
slide it through right there.
We play on. Liebel had it blocked.
I thought Liebel had a chance there to slide it through to his forward.
Reek is back up, and Mendez is still down. Now a stoppage of the clock as that ball goes out. And look there at Alfonso Mendez. He is still down for Waukesha West here in the 68th. So Reek was able to get back up. It has been still pleading for a
I was going to say he's in a lot of pain,
foul.
But he can still, he's got enough breath he can talk to the referee.
And mind you, what happened earlier when he took a shot to the face, and that was, maybe 5 minutes ago in game action?
I'm not sure what happened. If he got cleated, it didn't look like it hit him in the body at all.
Okay, he's the one that did the tripping.
Coach Bryce Warner there.
When he was hired, I love the story. He was hired while still in college. He was at UWM at the age of 22. He replaced Marcel Feenstra, and now Bryce Warner, also a teacher at Waukesha West. But his first year, they had the worst record since the school opened in 1993. Here he is in college, 5-10-1. Look at him now.
Yeah, exactly.
Started from the bottom, now you're here.
Takes time. Glad Waukesha West gave him a chance to keep it going. Oh, nice pass. Nice idea. We haven't seen a whole lot of creativity. That's one little piece of it. You know these guys have it in them. Elkhorn's been the most creative of these two so far.
Look out backdoor O'Keefe, block, rebound. Boy, again, Angel Cardenas right there for Waukesha West. Back on that far side. A cover up here for Escamilla.
Nice job by Escamilla. Did you see the skate save? The ball was loose right in front. Right here, nice ball through.
O'Keefe, wow.
Right there, he just stuck a foot out.
And back there for the Wolverines, Hagen Anderson.
Before the Elks could get a foot on it. It was right there sitting at the doorstep. One of the Elks was about to pounce on it. Escamillo just poked a foot out and poked the ball away.
So Waukesha West looking back outside. Will play right back to midfield. Launch downfield. It's going to be brought in here by Morales. This portion of the 2024 WIAA Boys Division II Soccer Championship is brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Cardenas. Headed there by James. O'Keefe. O'Keefe still his way downfield. Liebel.
Both teams got to be careful. Any turnovers in the middle, all of a sudden they've turned into breaks.
Knocked away as Liebel trying to make that turn. Throwing coming up for the Wolverines.
They've turned into counterattacks. Both teams, there you see there's some urgency now. As we get later on in the last 10 minutes of this game, there's some urgency on both sides. They don't want to go overtime. It's been a grueling affair. Played in the midfield, a lot of defensive work done. They're tired. So we're going to see if we get any breakdowns on either side.
James slowed up and played over by Lorenzo DeSanti. Going downfield. Off the head there, Aiden Owusu-Asiedo.
That's a tough ball to play by Asiedo. He's just so huge.
Owusu-Asiedo again. That back four, Waukesha West now on the near side. We have seen Jorgules play on both sides with a great deal of speed. Do all he can to the attack for Elkhorn. Porter have a handball. So a handball against the Elks, and quickly Escamilla trying to sprint ahead, trying to put this ball back into play. Trying to perhaps catch the Elks getting back. As we are now going to be inside of 9 minutes left here in the second half. But now Escamilla being told to back it up. No question, things have started to pick up. As you mentioned, the sense of urgency on both sides. Dexter into the 18, headed out. James off the shoulder.
It's a great idea, but you got to have somebody making that run, too.
And a foul here against Mendez. And you mentioned he's got to be awfully careful.
It's about the third or fourth time we've said that. He's got to be careful.
And you can see right now, trying to take control of this matchup. The head referee here in Tom Blau saying, hey, that's your last word.
He just ran right through the back of the guy. He's just got to be careful.
Swung back in by John Beilman. Here for the Wolverines with Blake Free.
And go. Get inside and go.
Trying to go back to Mendez, but got disrupted. O'Keefe. Get all handsy over there, and O'Keefe will be guilty of the foul as he got tangled up there. That with the Elks, Evan Aller.
Elkhorn does such a nice job of keeping those defensive backs connected and compacted. What Waukesha West has got to do, play that ball inside and then get it back outside. I think it was Porter out here, played the ball in. If he makes that run, just play that ball to the corner for him. Get those defenders spread out a little bit. But again, they turn it back to the inside. That's where all the Elkhorn defenders are, and it just hasn't worked today. We've got to get it outside. Bring it in and get it right back out.
Cardenas. That may have been out. It's going to come the other way. Inside of 7 minutes left here in this second half. We are scoreless for Division II state championship. Waukesha West, third consecutive, 7th overall state appearance. Won their first ever state tournament game yesterday. Elks, 5th state appearance, first since 2020. Second championship game appearance, but this time trying to hoist the golden ball.
Well, so far, Elkhorn's been the most dangerous team, so they're hoping that pays off.
Flies over the head here of Peniagua. And the throw coming up here for Cardenas. And instead we'll give way here to Evan Aller. Trying to use that far touch line. Again, the Elks will throw it in. 75th minute.
If you're Waukesha West, you want to get that ball upfield. You weren't in any danger, so no need to put it out the side. Try and find some feet upfield. If nothing else, get it up to half. Give your defense a chance to reset.
Jorgeles headed back out. Right back in with Evan Aller. Carried there by Landon Reek. Another goal kick here for Waukesha West as we're down to 5 minutes left in regulation.
That would have been sweet if he would have hit it square. That would have been a nice looking shot.
Blasting a rebound off a scrum following a corner kick. Yesterday did Reek. Might be his 10th goal on the season. So among 3 in double figures for goals scored for the Elks. Again, their defense has been something to brag about. Only giving up 5 goals all year with 15 shutouts, and they have themselves locked in a scoreless battle in this one.
Well, we thought it might come down to this, and this is exactly where we're at, hoping one team breaks through.
Whereas the theme of the day has been crack the code.
Neither team has been able to crack anything right now. I still think Elkhorn only giving up 5 goals. That is just simply amazing in 20 games.
Again off Aller.
If you're Waukesha West, you got to look back at that one corner kick where they had that ball bouncing around in front, and they had a couple good opportunities at it and just couldn't direct it at frame.
Well, here's an opportunity now off a Wolverines foul.
It's that guy Mendez again.
Yes, it was.
What? Has he fouled out by now? There is a persistent infringement. That is a call. They do keep an eye on guys who keep fouling. Mendez is definitely on the radar.
Short pass here from Peniagua, but coming over to pick it up, Escamilla.
That was a great idea. I don't think his teammate was ready for it. Got a late break on that. Let's play that little ball right behind the wall.
Tough touch there for the Elks and John Beilman. Before Porter can throw it, got to get the other soccer ball off the field.
And now we're a little frustrated at the ball boy.
Not at the concession
The
stand.
ball boy was actually still at right there outside the field of play.
Cleared there by Barkis. Comes out to the near side, and before Porter could play it, this is going to find the stands. The same spot where the ball landed in the first half. And again, the same fan kisses the ball.
Yeah, they need Lysol wipes.
We need some, I was going to say, we need some hand sanitizer as well. Set up here for Alfonso Mendez.
See, that's one of those. Why do that? There's no need to do that. Now you've set up. They got a 6'10 guy. They're going to bring Owusu Asiedo down, maybe. Yep, there he is. You put yourself in danger. He's got to get to that.
Oh, here's a chance. Porter, it deflects around in front. Out it goes. Waiting to see, it's going to be a goal kick.
Porter's had 2 good chances at goals, and he just didn't hit it. Right there, it's right there.
Porter,
he clips
like a
it.
defender may have got a piece of it. In this case for the Elks, Jack Jacobs. Different angle. Yeah, Jacobs got a piece of it. Also Liebel right there in front for Waukesha West.
Man, they're going to watch this tape and go, we had those chances. Porter should have 2 goals potentially by now.
A couple of woulda, coulda, shouldas. Now Liebel leaves it.
But again, you've got the 6'5 guy, and they
Dexter's,
haven't.
oh wow, trying to serve it there with James.
Ooh, Morales got caught coming out for that. Realized he couldn't get it, but it was too late to get back in the goal. Luckily, it didn't clear his defender.
Right back into the 18, but here's Morales inside of 60 seconds left in regulation. Could we be headed to overtime for the second time in the state tournament.
I know, that's what my gut's telling me.
The only other game that has gone to overtime to this point here at the state tournament, that involving, we'll go back through the bracket, it was Green Bay Preble in knocking off Marquette in the first D1 semi. Doing so 2-1.
Well, Matt, you might have to send the ball boy to the concession stand. You're not going to be able to get your mozzarella sticks if we're going overtime.
They've taken care of us today.
Yeah, even bring it up. It's like room service. They've even brought it up for us.
One final chance here for the Elks. Peniagua going wide. And overtime, a necessity in this Division II championship matchup. We have no score. Elkhorn and Waukesha West. Matchup that so far sees shots at 10-9 in favor of the Elks. Look at that look on the face of Morales. There have been some opportunities, at least in the Waukesha West conversation. It's been a couple of looks or possibilities for Isaac Porter. Elkhorn has had some looks as well involving Jorgalez. Officially, shots are at 10-9 in favor of the Elks. Both teams have 3 shots on goal after we saw 1 total shot on goal in the opening 40. The physicality has picked up. There have been 27 combined fouls, 15 against Waukesha West. We have seen 3 yellow cards, 1 in the 10th minute going against the Elks and Jorgalez. A couple for Waukesha West. 1 against Hagen Anderson, the other against Alfonso Mendez in the 57th. Got a single offside flag after in the previous game we saw St. Augustine.
With 11?
Yes.
We got them all out of the way.
All out of the way.
The flags were worn out. Well, we knew this was going to be a defensive battle. It did pick up. Still, Waukesha West really hasn't gotten anything in the flow of their offense. These scrums out in front have all been off set plays, corner kicks.
We're talking about the second half chances from the goal cam. See Mendez. Peniagua. Looking for a rebound there with James.
This is the one right here.
Yeah, that was with Carter Jorgalez. And Peniagua trying to find that angle. And you see that rebound that carried over for Angel Cardenas.
That's the one. If Cardenas realized he was alone, he could have settled it and just slotted it in that back corner. But you don't always know that when you're out there. It's in the heat of the moment. He probably figured a defender was coming hard, and you rush, and he didn't have to.
Well, overtime is coming up. No score. Waukesha West, Elkhorn area D2 state championship on the line. Bonus soccer on this championship Saturday. A couple of 10-minute overtime periods coming up. There's no such thing as a golden goal. If somebody scores, you just keep on playing until the first 10 minutes are up. Flip-flop sides. The next 10 minutes, if the game is still tied at that juncture, onto at least a 5-round shootout.
Man, it'll be interesting to see what happens. We had some urgency those last 10, 15 minutes of that game from both sides because nobody wanted to go to overtime because this has just been a grinded-out sort of match. Be interesting to see the strategy here going in. Coach Kaiser there, writing in his notebook, I hate overtime. I think I just saw him write that. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams play. Are they going to keep trying to attack, or are they just going to sit back and try and hunker down and play for the shootout?
Waukesha West, they were just in this spot last Saturday. Ended up going to a shootout, but they were just in the same spot against Wauwatosa. He's tied at 2.
I hope both try. I hope we see that urgency we saw at the end of the game from both teams, but you never know. You know, as fatigue starts to set in, they might just settle for survive in the next 20 minutes.
You've mentioned the physicality, too, that is starting to take a toll on both sides.
And we got a couple of important guys on yellow cards, so you know, they're going to have to be careful. Mendez has come so close to getting that second yellow. More playing time just puts him more in danger, unless he learns to back off a little bit.
So game 11 of the 43rd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament. The second has gone to overtime. Both have been, over the last 2 days, the 4:30 time slot.
.430 time slot's bad luck if you got places to go.
Pettiagua off that lead feed. Flying across there for Landon Reek.
Again, love to see him slide that to the 6 or the 18. I know it was tough. I know he was going full speed, but you're not going to score from there. I think he was trying to pop it over to that far post. Then you got to put a little air underneath it. Yep, I think that's what he was trying to do, but you got to put a little air under it, float it a little bit over the goalie, and hope one of your teammates is going far post.
Aller. And back behind the ball went Jorgales. Mendez. The shots 10-9 Elkhorn after regulation. Both teams taking 6 shots in the final 40.
I think the Elks got away with one there. Looked like we had a little foul.
27 of those in this matchup. Make that 28. So back up comes Angel Escamilla. As we near 2 minutes gone by in this first overtime. That's going to fly, and boy, after it came up a little bit on the short end, forcing, in this case, Morales to come back and get the ball.
Again, we had that, I think, Matt, in the first half. Morales didn't come out for a ball, and it was like, man, if Waukesha West had anybody running here again, he doesn't come out to get it.
See James coming on to apply some pressure.
Until it was too late. He, sat back. I think if you're Waukesha West, you want to tuck that away and know that you got to get out in front of that goal, because Morales has been a little slow coming out.
As O'Keefe goes down, Pettiagua right there for Elkhorn. Restart coming up for the Wolverines. Krause.
Man, where are Krause's shin guards? That's my question of the day right there. Some low socks.
Liebel. Mendez. He goes down, this time gets the benefit of the doubt. Foul's going to go against Lorenzo DeSanti.
I think if you're Liebel, Mendez, or James, they just have not been able to get any flow or any rhythm, work any combinations. It's been a tough grind of a game for those guys. And that's Elkhorn's defense.
So Mendez. That last foul being the 30th now combined between these two teams, 15 per. That's leaving Eline Soccer Park. Well, not quite.
Mendez, that might be a yellow card offense. Holy cow. It almost went out.
Right back to midfield.
You don't get many of those opportunities, especially against a defense like this. You gotta challenge Morales, make him play it.
As Mendez making his way downfield. He's giving back for a moment before James plays it on the near side. Mendez will send it. And O'Keefe getting tangled up, and as he was stumbling to get to that ball, well, that's one of those fouls you just can't be making if you're Elkhorn, because of the sense that that pass wasn't even close. It was forcing O'Keefe to come across. He really had no chance, and yet you help him out. with the entanglement, and now here's an opportunity for the Wolverines just outside the 18.
And actually, I was going to say that was a great idea by Mendez, and probably why it looked like it was such a bad pass is because O'Keefe was getting held. Right here, he's making the run, but he's getting held. Again, it looked like it was a little too wide, but if he's not held, he might be getting on the end of that thing.
3-player wall. Noah Liebel.
You got your big guy out there. Get it on him.
Boy, through the wall, ducking, and Morales still comes up with it. That's always a little hairy for a goalkeeper, just being able to see. Obviously, you communicate with your back wall, but in this case, having to duck at the last moment. So if you're Morales, you have to be well aware and have those quick reflexes.
Luckily for Morales, Waukesha West has not done a good job of sending runners across his face. He's been able to come out pretty much unimpeded each time and come out and just take that ball pretty easily. He has not been challenged very much. And especially they keep bringing Aiden Owusu-Asiedo up, and yet he's never in any of these plays. So they got to somehow try, tell him to get going. Looks like he's sort of hanging back. Tell him he's got to be the target man. He's the one you want coming across the face of Morales.
And that's tough because you bring up a great point, okay, with his size. Great target offensively, but he's also one of their keys defensively. So, as you mentioned, perhaps maybe there's some of that do I stay or should I go mentality, because you don't want to all of a sudden give away what could be a breakaway chance. He needs to get back there and help out, in this case, Angel Escamilla.
And if he was a great striker, he'd probably be playing up front. So there's probably a reason he's their outstanding center back.
O'Keefe getting held. So a foul goes against Evan Aller. O'Keefe back up.
Sense just a little bit of a shift again. We had this in the middle of that second half. Waukesha West, all of a sudden, just it seemed like they were just taking a little more control of the game, and it seems like they're on the front foot now. Elkhorn had large patches of that game where they were the ones who seemed to be the most dangerous. And I use that term relatively, but now all of a sudden Waukesha West, it seems like they're the ones.
That was Mendez. And sent that by DeSanti.
I take Mendez off those free kicks. He's had 2 in a row that have not been what they were looking for.
Escamilla. And coming over off the header by Jack Jacobs. Through midfield. 2 minutes left here in this first 10-minute overtime.
Sometimes that's what happens when fatigue sets in. You got one guy trying to take on 3 or 4 defenders. Nobody else is moving. Everybody's just sort of watching. That's always the danger.
Reek. Again through midfield. Chance there with Jorgalez. Coming across for Waukesha West, Blake Free. As Peniagua sent it across. Back up top, you have Lana Reek, who's been a little more active here in this first overtime. Barkis.
Waukesha West done a nice job. Elkhorn has not really been able to isolate any of their attackers one-on-one with, we've talked about Owusu-Asiedo and his size, but they haven't been able to take him on one-on-one. That's got to be a little more difficult.
Here's an opportunity for James, but Morales is there.
Oh, that was inches too far out in front. He almost got on the end of that. Nice ball. Just a little too far, because Morales has come out. All James has got to do is get a touch on this, and he's by the goalie. Nice ball from Hagen Anderson. Just a touch too far. The angle was just a little off. Just got on James just a little too fast. If he's able to get a touch on it, he can walk that into the goal. because those are those split-second decisions the goalie makes. Morales, he came out. Lucky for him, James didn't get on it.
Ball flies out, sent out by Peniagua, so we've gone 90. And no score. Waukesha West, Elkhorn for Division II state championship. And according to the numbers, no shots on the board for the Elks. 2 shots so far for Waukesha West, so a 2-0 shot differential in the first 10 minutes. This is going to be a much shorter break right now as we get ready for the second 10. Game is still tied after these next 10 minutes, regardless of what the score may be, a shootout.
Well, that's what we thought. Waukesha West, they sort of had the momentum going their way, and if that last play, inches, it's just a matter of inches, and they got themselves a goal. See how they come out? Is Elkhorn getting fatigued? Elkhorn going to sit back? We're going to find out. We're in those last 10 minutes. This is when you get defensive breakdowns. Even your goalie, even though your goalie's not, running 8 miles during a game, it's cold, it's windy. We haven't had a whole lot of shots on goal. And like we saw right at the end there, your goalie's got to make split-second decisions. And you decide to come out or not come out, and that can be the difference in a game.
So when's the last time a Division II state championship was decided in a shootout, you ask?
Last year?
Nope. A couple years ago.
What
2022 is Oregon and Whitefish Bay, a 1-1 draw, 8-7 shootout win for the Oregon Panthers. Last year, the D1 championship game decided in a shootout. In 2021, D3 and D4 decided in a shootout. So all 4 divisions within the last 3 years have had a shootout to determine a state champion.
I remember that Oregon Whitefish Bay shootout. That was good stuff. 8-7, you said?
8-7. Perhaps the more unique, obviously we still have 10 minutes to determine how this one's going to play out, but one of the more unique shootouts came in 2019 in Division II. The 2 Brookfields played each other. Just the way the bracket worked out that year. Brookfield East against Brookfield Central, a 1-1 draw, an 8-7 shootout win for the Brookfield Central Lancers.
That's tough when you start getting past those first 5, and then you start getting into those next 5 guys. It's sort of a crapshoot. You're not sure who can handle the pressure, who's got the, there's a reason they're not in your first 5. And sometimes it can be a little more unreliable, a little dicier as you start getting along down the line.
Here's one for you. Keep this in the back of your mind as we go forward.
Will do.
13 championship games have been decided by way of a shootout in the 42 prior years of the state tournament. How many do you think we've been sitting here for?
Too many of them. Matt, I'm going to say somebody's going to score in this next 10. That's my gut feeling. Gut feeling telling me. Because think about a shootout now. We've been talking about Escamilla's size. Obviously he's really good. He can't help the fact that he's 5'9". How does that affect you in a shootout, right? Where you've got these close range shots, you're not supposed to save him. We're talking about a couple inches on each side on a dive or a upper corner. He's just not that big.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but he did come through with a big save in the shootout in the sectional final against Tulsa East. But that is neither here nor there, not yet. We got 10 more minutes. But again, the way this one's been played, the quality of scoring opportunities just haven't been there.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been a defensive battle. And again, this is what we came in expecting. If you were with us during the top when we went over the Menards keys to the game, cracking the code was one of the keys. At least that in the case of Waukesha West, but you could have made the same claim for both sides.
And I think Elkhorn, they had that one good one out in front they didn't get, and they almost had the rebound. And if you're Waukesha West, they got to rue those 2 really big opportunities where they had at least 4 shots from right on the doorstep, right in front of the goal, and they could not get a solid look on it, solid foot on it.
What a 2 days of soccer for the Elks here at the state tournament, though. Not giving up many opportunities at all to Homestead yesterday. 1 shot on goal for the Highlanders. And again, when you look at Waukesha West, very limited in shots on goal.
Well, both teams have been as advertised.
Here comes Peniagua. This whistle is going to go against Waukesha West.
Here you go, set piece in this danger area. Anytime you're within distance where you can get the ball into the box, out in front of the goal, anything can happen.
Peniagua on the free kick.
Elk's got to get somebody going across the face of the goalie.
Good bend, but headed out.
Just not enough. They had one guy going to get on the end of that. That's just not going to work.
Jacobs. Peniagua. Going back outside. O'Keefe. Off his left cleat, down the field. Liebel on the run. Liebel going to take on two by himself. Going to get by one. Right there for the Elks with Nicholas Barkas. Barkas still battling. Liebel somehow maintains possession. Here to the 18, looking to give chase, but that's going to roll out of play.
Nice job by Liebel winning that ball back, but they have asked a ton of him and James to take on multiple defenders just one-on-one. There just hasn't been enough support for them. I thought Liebel almost got to the end line there. Could have had something. If he could have gotten to the end line, cut that ball back. We talked about that.
Officially at the moment, 4 shots on goal for Waukesha West. So if you go back to yesterday, over 170 minutes of soccer played on this field by Elkhorn. They've allowed a total of 5 shots on goal.
Well, that's why they're here. Can't get beat if you don't let the other team score.
Coming with 15 shutouts. Lorenzo DeSanti was knocked away by the Wolverines. Cooper Dexter.
DeSanti's played a really nice game. We've mentioned him a lot. He's been very active out there.
O'Keefe.
There's a good example. Those forwards. If Liebel's not coming back hard to that ball, the Elks just step in, take it away. Super aggressive in the back.
Peniagua. Take that half circle route. Out of the back here with Aiden Owusu Asiedo.
Made the nice move, the half circle route, and then hit a bad pass. All for nothing.
And the foul is going to go against Jack Jacobs.
Looks like Jacobs caught him on the heel. Yep. Took his left leg out.
So Escamilla. See on the clock, just over 4 minutes gone by here in the second 10-minute overtime. Brought in here by Morales.
That was better. At least they had somebody getting close to Morales. They've given Morales too many easy ones where he just comes out and gets it and there's no challenge.
Good crowd for this Division II championship matchup. The other crowd for D1 championship game is waiting with anticipation for their matchup to start shortly after this one all said and done. Would not want to be in charge of parking right now. There are cars as far as the eye can see beyond just the team benches.
Waiting to get into the lot, right?
Nowhere to go. They built a new parking lot that can be seen behind the team benches across from the press box. Overflow, overload.
You got VIP parking though, right? You're in the VIP lot right out front?
Parked in.
Yep.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Sent downfield by the Elks with Angel Cardenas. Boy, he had an opportunity, and we saw the replay where he just started pounding the turf, upset with himself. This game would be over right now.
Yeah, like you said, we've had both teams are looking back when they watch this film going, we could have won that game in regulation. We had it.
Alfonso Mendez.
Mendez has had a couple of duds his last couple times. We'll see what happens. They got the big guy up there again.
Good flight, Morales. Liebel, oh my goodness. He goes wide left after Ludwig Morales got run into by a teammate, and Liebel goes wide left with a wide open goal.
I need to see that again. I'm wondering why he didn't get his left foot on it. Or open up and put it to his right.
I think the Buffalo Bills know a thing or two about wide left. Too soon?
Too soon.
Wow.
Too soon.
Right there again. That for Noah Liebel.
His first touch. I know sometimes that ball comes out and you're not quite ready. It's a little bit of a surprise, but it popped out. I think if he gets on his left foot, be a little more accurate.
Now a player down for the Elks. We're inside of 3 minutes left here in this second 10-minute overtime.
I give Waukesha West credit. They have matched Elkhorn's physicality, especially in the back. They have matched them. And it's just a good example. Good fight for the ball. There you go. There's sportsmanship.
We've seen that a lot over the last 3 days. Guys cramping, the other team helping out. See if we can pick it up here. Just kind of running and, well, down went Ray Peniagua. Get some help here from Angel Escamilla.
Good fight by Thomas Krause for Waukesha West. Matt, where's the trainer? We usually have the trainer running out.
Well, the athletic trainer's over by the tent, making sure. They've since gotten rid of the medical cart that was here for the 1 year, and then it stalled the game.
We have one. We still need the little baseball helmets driving around, like
yes.
the bullpen cars.
Yes.
We have like a golf cart ambulance at FPL. It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Does it slow the game down?
Yeah. No, not at all.
Right.
It's full speed. No governor's switch.
No speed bumps?
No speed bumps. They come zipping out.
So Peniagua getting help back up.
Maybe. Why hasn't the trainer come out? That's what I don't understand.
Probably not necessary. Escamilla taking care of it, and right now, I think right now, if you're Peniagua, you're trying to stay in this game.
The ref stopped the game, so either we get going or the trainer's got to come out. There's no self-treatment here. What's Escamilla's career path? Is he any idea where he's headed? Physical trainer, maybe? Medical field of some sort?
I don't know if we can get a shot of it as he's down right now. Behind the team benches, the new parking lot for the overflow, filling up quickly.
It is.
There, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
There we go.
Pretty soon there's not going to be a parking spot to be had.
You're
going to be parking next door with Pick and Save.
Were you ever a parking lot attendant?
No, thank you.
Matt, back in the day?
No, thank you.
Your younger days? A young Matt? I always wanted those, the flashlights with the red cones at the top. I always wanted to have those.
Like an air traffic controller?
Yeah, exactly. On the ground, bringing the plane in.
But look at that parking lot. There is not a spot to be had. Good crowd for this D2 championship matchup. And the D1 championship game still to come between Green Bay Preble and Middleton. Green Bay Preble looking for their first state championship. Middleton looking for back-to-back. As we wait with his injury stoppage involving Peniagua. See the clock situation. So he's off the field so they can continue, but he's not far off the field. Back toward the end line on the south end of the field.
Whoa.
Cardenas. This is going to roll out of play. So that's a big blow right now for the Elks without the services right now of Peniagua, their top scorer.
Looked like Mendez got leg swipe down there, and there was no call, but he handled it well.
James. And that's going out. That was off of Landon Reek.
The big three, James, Liebel, and Mendez, just have not been able to connect today.
Off the backside of Liebel. Second try for Jack Jacobs.
Ooh, Jacobs mishit that. He got lucky it went to a teammate.
Reek. They're following the triple. Ball's going to roll out. We'll stay with Elkhorn. We're about 90 seconds away from what will be the 14th state championship game determined by a shootout. All time.
That Peniagua going down and cramping, sort of, we had, action going end to end there, and it sort of put an end to that. Now it's become very disjointed.
Throwing coming up here for John Beilman. Look who's back out there.
Barely.
Peniagua.
He's hobbling.
Gonna try to battle through for the final 60 seconds. He wants to be out there for the shootout if it gets that far.
It's going to be interesting who each team puts out there for their 5 to take those PKs if we go to that.
They're throwing for the Elks. Beilman.
I think if you're either team, you want to push for a goal.
And getting handsy. And a foul here. Great opportunity coming up for Elkhorn on this free kick.
Again, dangerous spot.
Clock still ticking inside of 20 seconds. It's Peniagua going to take this free kick. Wouldn't this be a story after he was just laying on the turf but a minute ago? A chance now to win it. Through the wall. And a clearance. That comes from Aiden Owusu-Asiedo. And a shootout becomes a necessity to determine who is bringing home a Division II Golden Ball.
That looked like a set play. I thought he should have been going for goal. That looked like a set play of some sort. You get it in, and then the guy drops it for a shot on goal. Didn't materialize.
So for stat-keeping purposes, this game goes down as a tie. The Elks wrap up their season at 20-0-1. Waukesha West at 15-4-3. 14th, regardless of division, 14th state championship game determined by a shootout. This is now the 4th consecutive year at least one championship game has been decided by way of a shootout. And did you know the first ever state championship game determined by way of a shootout, the 3rd ever, which was back in 1984, Madison West tying Brookfield Central 2-2. Madison West won the title 4-3 in a shootout from Neenah.
Well, we thought we might get this far with the defensive battle we knew we had coming, and this is exactly where we're at. Be interesting to see. We've talked about each goalie. Romeo Morales, bigger guy, 6'3". That certainly helps you, but when you got a big guy like that, you always want to keep the ball low. On the other side for Waukesha West, Angel Escamilla. We talked about his size. Obviously, he has done great things, being only 5'9", but does that affect you? He had a big save, confidence builder in their last game. Does that affect you? Can Elkhorn take advantage of that height disadvantage?
Boy, what kind of shape is Peniagua going to be in if he is called upon to take one of the PKs?
He's their guy, so I can't imagine he's not going to get an opportunity here. Hobbled or not.
Got the coin flip, too, to determine who's going to be going first or second. I think, was it you that was telling me you'd always have to go first, put the pressure on the opposition?
That's the way it's supposed to work. Yeah, we always like going first. You trust your guys, put it in. Opposition's always got to respond,
Looks like Elkhorn has won the coin flip and has elected to shoot second.
And there's that too. Some coaches and some teams like to know, all right, what do we got to do?
Some anxious moments now in a 0-0 battle through 100 minutes of play. Well, I'm not sure if we would have gone 200 minutes it'd be a score. Not the way this one's been played. There have been chances, yes, and that's not to take away from anything we've seen over the first 100, but it's been a defensive battle.
Exactly. Coach Kaiser taking his cover-up off.
Pretty sure it's cooling off, too.
I think
maybe not down there, but it's about 52 now.
Yeah, I think he's ready to get doused with Gatorade. He's predicting it right there. He's taking it off because the Gatorade's going to get dumped on him.
It happened last game with St. Augustine. After they had won, they doused the coach with a Gatorade jug, and then assistant director, tournament manager LeVar Ridgway, being a staff out there trying to pick up the ice cubes that had not been melting, just sitting there on the turf.
Because it's too cold, so they weren't going to melt.
So here we go. Again, the Wolverines just in this situation last Saturday with a 4-2 shootout victory against Wauwatosa East. So round number 1. And again, expecting Waukesha West to be shooting first as the goalkeeper's being spoken to as well.
Matt, they're talking to the goalies about leaving the line. They got to stay on the line until the ball is contacted. They can't cheat forward. And as a goalie at this level, we always talked to our goalies about just reacting. You know, the pros, they've got, you see some of those pro goalies, they've got everybody's PKs. They know where a guy's goes most often, and so they're guessing, they're picking a side, and that's the way they're diving. At this level, most of the time, you want to react.
Thomas Krause will be the first to shoot for Waukesha West, coming with 4 goals on the season. He'll be testing Romeo Morales.
I think Krause is the one I wondered where his shin guards were. There they are. They're on sideways, but.
Morales, 4 saves over the 100 minutes of play. A 3-save performance for Escamilla.
A lot of pressure taking this first kick. This is going to be huge.
Krause and Waukesha West. They strike first here in round number 1.
Looked like Morales got a hand on it, but it was high. There was no way he was going to be able to parry that outside the post.
Carter Jorgeles up first for the Elks. 12 goals, 11 assists on the season. Here against Angel Escamilla. Get himself psyched.
Angel's playing mind games here.
Jorgeles goes high. 1-0 Waukesha West after 1 round. Plays with the can. It's only round 1.
Oh my goodness.
Escamilla fired up.
That's huge though. Now that's why you want to go first, Matt. Now if they can just keep the pressure on, you keep making, there's nothing Elkhorn can do about it.
Next up is Noah Liebel. And again, remember the Elks won the coin toss and elected to shoot second.
That's one of those. This is PKs. The goalie's not supposed to save it. This is, but yet it's really hard. It's hard making these.
Liebel makes it 2-0 Wolverines.
Notice both shots from Waukesha West. They've gone high to that right corner. Morales has not been able to get up there. And he's gone the right way both times. He just hasn't been able to get up there.
Next up is Ray Peniagua for Elkhorn. We saw Peniagua go down with injury late in the second 10 minutes. And will battle through.
This is huge for him. He's got to put Elkhorn on the board here. They can't afford another miss. Escamilla dancing around back there.
Peniagua. Oh, wow, he blast one. Escamilla went to his left. That makes it 2-1 Wolverines after 2 rounds.
Man, he hit that hard. There was no stopping that. Even if he'd gone the right way, I'm not sure he was going to make that save.
So back between the posts, Morales. How about this? Escamilla's going to take this next shot. Goalkeeper against goalkeeper.
I did not see that coming. Well, we'll see if he's dancing for the camera after this.
Every now and then you see this as the shootout goes longer and longer and longer, but not in round 3.
Yeah, this is early.
Escamilla denied.
What does that do for you mentally? That's my question. You're the goalie. They've missed one. You're the man, even though the guy put it over the top. And now you get in there and you miss a PK, and now you've evened things up. And now you got to go out there and you got to make another save.
A chance here for the Elks to tie things up in round 3. Nicholas Barkas, the next shooter. He's a senior defender, a second-team all-conference selection in 2023.
See if Escamilla can come up with a save, make up for the missed PK.
High. The second time the Elks have gone high, and it stays 2-1 Wolverines through 3 rounds.
See, that's the thing. We talked about Escamilla's height. They haven't challenged him at all. They've skied it over twice.
But that's the game plan.
Yeah.
Not to go sky high, but to go high.
That's the difficulty of going high is you go too high. So maybe being 5'9" is an advantage.
Blake free here in round number 4. With a 2-1 lead for Waukesha West.
Well, Morales came up with the big save last time.
And he comes through again.
Nice save. It was hard from that goal line cam. I couldn't quite tell. Well, that's where West has gone every single time. See? 6'3". He's able to stretch and get on that. West has put 3 of their 4 kicks right in that same spot.
And again, a chance for the Elks to tie things up. Aaron Schumer, the senior defender, will get this opportunity. 7 goals and 1 assist on the year. Here against Escamilla. Wide left. They have missed 3 of their 4 attempts.
Not even put him on frame. Escamilla hasn't even had to work. Oh, my.
And now the Wolverines score here. It's all over.
Yep.
And guess who? They're going the direction of Drew James. Top 3 in scoring. The 6-foot junior forward trying to give the Wolverines a state championship.
Elkhorn did a great job of frustrating James all game long. And here he is. He's got an opportunity to put the Wolverines on top.
Another save. 3 in a row for Morales. And now it comes down to this to extend the shootout.
Morales has dove left every single time. Until Escamilla, he went to the left, but
here comes Lorenzo DeSanti to try to extend this to round 6.
I think if you're Waukesha West, you got to be going, oh my goodness, they're trying to give us the shootout and we can't take advantage of it.
They have missed 3 of 4. 2 that have missed high, 1 went wide left.
Well, let's see if Escamilla can get the job done here. This will be a huge save. He can dance in front of that camera if he saves this one.
Waukesha West has won the 2024 Division II State Championship. What a shootout, and it fits this game. All about defense, all about goalkeeping. That's what the shootout was all about.
Well, congratulations to Waukesha West Wolverines. That was not the prettiest shootout I've ever seen, but we talked about Escamilla. He had a chance to kick, didn't make it. What was that going to do for him mentally, emotionally? He stayed in it, and Elkhorn didn't make him save anything until the end. He went the right way and made it actually a pretty easy save.
All kinds of emotions around this field. Two teams that are playing for their first ever state championship, and what a save for Angel Escamilla off the attempt by Lorenzo DeSanti, and a 2-1 shootout victory for Waukesha West in their third straight and seventh overall state tournament, hoisting the golden ball for the first time in the program's history.
It's heartbreaking when you're on the other end of that, especially if you're the one who missed that kick.
As Waukesha West at 15-4-3, your state champions. We saw 3 saves in a row from Romeo Morales for Elkhorn, who finished the season at 20-0-1. And you can see his coaching staff right now saying, hey, you have nothing to hang your head about. You did everything you could, putting your team in a spot to potentially win that shootout. That would see Elkhorn miss 2 of their shots high. 1 went wide left, and the last opportunity was saved by Escamilla.
I think Romeo Morales played really well. Those are some excellent saves he made to give his team a chance in that shootout.
Let's check out the Wisconsin DOT play of the game, and why not? Final shot, and Angel Escamilla coming through with the save. You see the Santee. Here's the end result.
Did you see that, Matt? It actually was behind him. He dove left, and he managed to save it with his legs. He just got a little, enough of it that it slowed it down, and it didn't go any further. It landed right underneath him.
And that was your Wisconsin DOT play of the game. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. We're going to take a break. A message from our statewide sponsors, your WIAA network station. Back in Milwaukee, a 0-0 draw, but a shootout victory for Waukesha West, 2-1. And for the first time in program history, your Division II state champions, the Waukesha West Wolverines, being joined by senior goalkeeper Angel Escamilla, coming through with a save on that final attempt for the Elks, that from Lorenzo DeSanti. All right, Angel, tell us about this game. It's the emotions, the highs and the lows throughout all 100 minutes and on into the shootout.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts up with the man above. Got to give thanks to our Lord for protecting us and giving us the strength that we need to get through this game. We definitely came here a bit too confident, but it's just important to keep in mind that Elkhorn is a solid school. Everyone here is here for a reason. And whenever you're in a spot like this, you just have to learn to keep going. And yeah, that's really it. We had a bunch of shots on target. We were putting pressure on the keeper in the second half. Should have won in regulation time, but my mind through the PK shoot, I was just having confidence and faith and belief that everything was going to go right. So,
let me ask you, how confident were you going into the shootout, knowing that you just did a shootout and prevailed last week against Tulsa East?
Yeah, I mean, I like to envision myself as Emmy Martinez. The guy has amazing confidence, and I just build myself off of goalies that are like such a important role in the world. And a lot of people sleep on the goalkeeping position, but it's one of the hardest things mentally and physically. And the goalkeeper shootout coming in off of Tulsa East, I had so much confidence going in, and then this game, the same thing, no confidence dropped. That's the only thing about being a goalkeeper. You have to have confidence.
Finally, what were you looking for in that last shot that they took? What were you watching for before that shot was taken by Lorenzo DeSanti?
Oh, I mean, the run-up, as soon as he grabs the ball, everyone on Elkhorn is a phenomenal player. Everyone has skill, different levels of skill. But as soon as I saw him grab that ball, I knew that it was go big or go home, and I went big.
That you did. Angel, congrats. Congrats to you and your teammates on the state championship.
Thank you.
The senior goalkeeper kind enough to join us here as Waukesha West gets it done in a shootout. Not to mention, we won't talk about the end result, but he took a shot in that shootout and still bounced back and came up big.
That was my concern after he missed his shot. How was that going to affect him mentally? But he got right back in it. Elkhorn helped him out by putting it over the top and off to the side. But when it mattered, that last shot, he came up big, sort of made a skate save there.
To the final stats, 12-11, Waukesha West, 3-1 in the 2 overtimes, 4-3 Wolverines in shots on goal, 5-2 Elks in corner kicks. Look at the fouls, 38 combined. On top of the fact we had 3 yellow cards. But at the end of the day, it's a shootout victory for Waukesha West in this D2 championship matchup. And now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.
Waukesha West, your Division II boys soccer state champions. A 0-0 battle through 100 minutes of play and a shootout that fit the style of play. A 2-1 Waukesha West victory. Some saves by the 2 goalkeepers, but the Wolverines, for the first time, hoisting a golden ball. And it's been a day of firsts. The first state championship for Lake Country Lutheran in D4, and the first state championship in Division III for St. Augustine Preparatory Academy.
2 excellent games early on, Matt. That Division IV championship, a lot of opportunities both teams. That Division III championship, or Division III championship, again, a lot of goal-scoring opportunities. And we knew this D2 championship game was going to be more of a defensive battle, taking place in the midfield, and that's exactly what we got.
And then there was one. The D1 championship is coming up shortly. Green Bay Preble looking to follow suit and bring home their first ever golden ball as they get ready to take on Middleton, looking for a repeat in D1. Expecting a huge crowd here at the Eline Soccer Park as Waukesha West about to receive their first ever state championship. And what a job that Bryce Water has done. Remember, he was still in college. He was still a Milwaukee Panther when he got hired for this job at 22 years old. They had the worst record since the school opened in 1993 in his first season. 5-10-1, and now a short 7 years later, for the first time ever, they're state champions, qualifying for state for a 3rd consecutive year.
Like you said, Matt, it didn't start out so well, but his players, his administration, they had faith in him. They let him grow as a coach. They let his team grow, and here we are.
And what did he tell us? This team was running laps in practice with a soccer ball over their head, pretending and visualizing it was a heavy state gold ball. A constant reminder of last year's match and how hard and difficult it is to win the gold ball. They no longer have to imagine. They get to enjoy it here on this Saturday. For Eric Shazer, our entire crew, Matt Biddle saying so long for now from Eline Soccer Park in Milwaukee. Waukesha West, your 2024 Division II Boys Soccer State Champions. You're watching the 43rd WIAA Boys Soccer State Tournament.
For WIAA Boys State Soccer Championships have been brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years.